Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today on this cool and crisp August 1st day. Uh, uh, I'd like to take this coat off, but I'm gonna try to be professional today. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. I'd like to welcome the board, Commissioner McDaniel, Commissioner Martin, everybody here. The Health and Human Services staff, we appreciate you, everything that you've done to get this. Nye and your team, thank you very much. Welcome y'all for being here, and all the other county staff. Um, this 1.25 acre park, when we complete this park, it will enhance both the Health and Human Services campus and this local community for many years to come. It's great to have a position like mine where I get to do stuff like this and work such positive and forward-thinking projects. So I think everybody who came together to get this project off the ground, thank you very much. Again, thank you for being here today, and I want to invite Chairman Martin to come up and say a few words.
Well, Chris was right about this little heat out here. Whew. It's nice under the canopy. Good morning. So thank you all for joining us today for this noteworthy occasion, the Highland Avenue Park dedication. And I'm Don Martin, Chair of the County Commissioners, and I'd like to welcome all of you on behalf of the fellow commissioners, and we do have 5 of us here today. And Commissioner McDaniel is going to speak in a couple of minutes. I'd like to introduce our Vice Chair, Vice Chair Gloria Wisenhunt, also Commissioner Dan Bessie, and our newest Commissioner, Gray Wilson. So thank you, Gray. And I'd also like to do a couple recognitions I'd like to recognize certainly some of our staff members. I'm just getting my order of recognition. There are a lot of people to recognize. I'm going to recognize staff next, and then I'm going to get to the design professionals and the folks who are kind of really making this happen. I'd like to, in our county manager's office, a lot of you know, we have a new county manager, and Chantel Robinson, and Chantel. She's been on the job a month, and Denise Price actually took her place as the deputy county manager for health and for basically behavioral health, and health and human services, a whole shooting match. And she has been on the job a month, and today we actually have the very first day of our deputy county manager, Kyle Haney, and he's right there. So this is day 1. He's been getting ready, and Damon Sanders Pratt, this is his last day, who has been in that role for a number of years. Certainly thank him and welcome a new leadership team, certainly. I'd also like to recognize our builder, Mike Lancaster and Frank L. Bloom Construction. You guys way back there from Bloom folks here, thank you all for being here. I also want to thank Scott Miller, met him. He is actually the project designer. Thank you, Scott. And MLA Landscape Architects, which I assume tied in together. There you go. I'd also like to, you won't believe this, but this is August the 1st. You know, we have a lot of different days. Well, on August the 1st, it just happens to be Play Ball Day. There really is such a thing as Play Ball Day. And of course, the National Play Ball Day is primarily focused on young people engaging in Little League Baseball, but the real emphasis, of course, is on physical activity. That's what we're about here today. Highland Avenue Park is located on the county's Health and Human Services campus. Along we have social services, basically tending to the basic needs, including food, housing services, and physical well-being of children and adults. And then we have Health and Human Services campus, also a home to the Department of Public Health, promoting well-being with preventative services and testing. So we actually have this Health and Human Services board that manages sort of this one-stop shop for health services and social services. We also have the Forsyth County's Malloy Jordan Library, which is just right over here adjacent to the Health and Human Services complex. And it provides, of course, various kinds of entertainment, educational, and cultural opportunities for its visitors. So to these existing resources, we're getting ready to add the Highland Avenue Park. And I think it will supplement, you've got mental health over here, you got public health and social services over here, got the library over here, got a daycare over here, we got ambulance services, emergency management over here, and a lot of folks are going to be living right across the street. So it's a pretty unique location. Commissioners recognize that public health is more than medicine and testing, and social services is clearly more than access to food and fans and emergency shelters. This is the fan time. There's a federal program to distribute fans, which we do. Play and socialization encouraged by public spaces like Highland Avenue Park are just as important as mental health and physical health. I want to conclude my remarks with a quote from John Wanamaker, who was the former president of the YMCA in the late 19th century. And his words ring true today as they did then. People who cannot find time for recreation are obliged sooner or later to find time for illness. That's probably true. So I hope the Highland Avenue Park is going to provide that opportunity for a time for recreation. And now I'd like to introduce Commissioner Tanya McDaniel. In fact, this park was kind of several years ago as we began discussing, some of our American Rescue Plan Act money, ARPA funds. She said, we need to do something over Highland Avenue. We need to do a park over there. And we'd had some discussion about this land in a couple of years prior to that. So it's kind of finally coming to fruition. I want to thank her for her leadership in that and invite her to the podium.
Good morning and happy Thursday. So please forgive my hoarseness, but nothing was going to keep me from this day. Thank you so very much, Chairman Martin, for your remarks today. And as noted, I am Commissioner Tanya McDaniel and truly excited for what this day is bringing to Highland Avenue Park and the groundbreaking that it represents. It represents $1.6 million of an investment in jobs and materials in Forsyth County. In addition to private development across the street and the county's auditorium upfit project, the public health building renovations and the Highland Avenue Park represents a continued development and momentum. It represents not just an investment in economic terms, but Highland Avenue Park is an investment in strong minds and strong bodies. Our Man's Law priorities of needs is the most basic level of needs, which includes food, water, and shelter. Needs that the county's health and human services agencies work to address every day. The next three levels of need are for safety and security. Second, love and belonging. And third, self-esteem. The next three levels are first, safety and security. The next three levels that needs include health, friendship, sense of connection, confidence, and achievement. I apologize, this sun is hot. I believe Highland Avenue will enhance all of these basic needs. It will enhance health by providing resources to walk and engage in vigorous play. It will enhance friendships by creating space where people can gather, socialize, and enjoy each other's company. It will provide a sense of connection where people can gather around with a shared love of flowers, basketball, and a brisk walk. Highland Avenue will enhance the confidence as they walk around a couple laps around the track in competition with themselves if they like. And lastly, the park will enhance the individual sense of achievement, enabling people to work towards their personal health goals. I tell county staff that I believe that the Health and Human Services campus should not represent desperation or neglect. Instead, attitudes should be positive, hedges should be trimmed, parking lots repaired, paint freshened up, and so forth. People who come to this campus because they want to and because they need to, but they should experience an inviting and hopeful environment. Highland Avenue Park is a big step in that direction, and I'm excited for the possibilities that it represents. No longer are we part of the corner, but the corridor of this community. I always say, if our community is to be, it's up to you and me. And I thank you so very much for being here. I thank God for my colleagues that I represent on the board, and thank you all for being here again today. So blessings to you all.
gonna call me